Hi, friends. In our time together today, I want to share a practice recommendation that will help us focus on tone quality. Tone quality is one of those foundational items that will help us learn to play our whistles better. And interestingly, all the foundational items, like any good foundation, they relate together. Hull coverage, dexterity, breath pressure, breath requirements, they they're so related that you can't really achieve one without the other. But it's important to be able to focus on each of them and in doing so develop our skills. And tone quality is central to playing our whistles well. And so it's very important for us to focus on this. So I have a good recommendation for us today to really develop our tone quality. Now, this doesn't mean that this is all you ever do. This is just a practice you do now and then. It's a good practice for a brand new whistle. It's a good practice to do once a week because tone quality is something we all often focus on. Even professional musicians realize they get sloppy over time and they have to come back and make sure that foundation is in place. They do this as habit, and I want to do it as habit, so I'm reminding myself and I'm reminding you as well. So, tone quality is something that shines through not only in slower tunes, that's where you're primarily going to think of it, but tone quality shines through in faster tunes. It's just, you work on it the same, but there are some nuanced differences. So what I'd like you to do, grab one of your low D whistles. I've got my Howard low D and I've got the Carbony standard high D right here. And I'm going to use both of them today. And I'll stick links in the notes to this video as to where you could pick one up. Grab a tune. Grab two tunes. One of your favorite slow tunes and one of your favorite fast tunes. Or maybe the current slow or fast tune you're working on. I'll wait while you do that. Okay. I didn't wait long. You might not do this till after the video because you don't know what we're going to do. So the idea is to slow it down, to remove most things that you normally do in playing and play the tune that you want to learn to play, listening to each note as you play it. And I'm going to start with a slower tune first. And I'm going to use each of these whistles for each of these tunes. And now, first I want to talk about just plain good tone quality. And then I want to talk about focusing on good tone quality even when ornamenting a tune. But it all comes back to doing the same thing. So I've got some of, just because it's a pretty tune, I'll do a bit of Marion McLean of Yoligary. And so as you're playing this tune, I'm thinking I'm just going to go. The idea is you play very slowly and you listen to each note and you adjust as you need to play it well. On my Howard, first I'll do a bit of slow R&D, Marion McLean of Yoligary, because it's a great lower tune that takes you up and you can really spend a lot of time working on tone quality. You don't have to play through the whole thing. You choose a section of it. And you even are starting off, like, you have to think about how you're starting this tune. Listen, adjust, and then you can get into like the second bit, just using this tune as an example. So that was lower notes. I'm going to find a bit that's got some middle of the road notes and some higher notes moving into the B part. All right, how can you get good tone just slowly moving into those upper notes and the middle notes? And yes, if you have multiple whistles, this is a good exercise to learn tone quality for each of them because each of them is different. And it's going to run similarly to show you it works the same on a high D. Notice it took me a moment going from the low D to the high to the second octave D on my Carbony, and I need to hear that and do that again. So you're thinking, you're listening. How was that transition? And so you're going to do that with each. Doing this will help with dynamics as well because you're listening for tone. Then that's helping you hear some emotional builds and stuff, and so that's really good. Just a very important thing first. And then you could come back, do that a little bit, and then go back. Do you want to stick vibrato in somewhere? Do you want to put a slide in somewhere? Go back and do the tone exercise. And then stick a slide in. How did that sound? Was the transition smooth? Were you able to maintain good tone quality during the vibrato? Now, go to a faster tune. And I've grabbed Harvest Home Hornpipe because it's a fun tune. And I'm not going to play it quickly. I'm going to play it a little bit in rhythm, but slowly. And remember, when you're playing a fast tune, when you're playing a slow tune, you're already emoting a lot of the notes. You are naturally focused on tone quality. Sometimes you're not focused on tone quality with a fast tune, and we should be. Tone quality is just important there. So take a fast tune, dial the pace way back. See, do that and hear and listen. I heard a couple of my transitions weren't as clean as I would like. So in a faster tune, it's clean, crisp note transitions. So you're doing that, you're thinking tone, quality, tone, quality, tone, quality. And then remember, grab different whistles. Choose maybe a couple of your whistles to do this with. Because you're not going to grab every one of your whistles and do this exercise with every whistle in one sitting. But this will help you become more familiar with the way a whistle wants to be played. So do the same on a high. and excuse me, and just focus on how is that sounding. Adjust your breath pressure. Then when you're doing this with a faster tune, keep your mind on tone and increase the pace a little bit. And on the slower tune that you even dialed way back. Then after focusing on tone quality, pick the pace up a little bit and see how you're doing with your tone quality. Then start adding some ornaments back in and just check yourself and see if you've brought some of that great tone quality with you. And I imagine you have. So you don't have to do this every day. You don't have, I would recommend, maybe once a week, grab a whistle a couple of times a week. But you're always listening to tone quality though, aren't you? Yes, the answer is yes. So as you're playing a tune, that was, I just grabbed that, did that, a little stumbly, and tone quality wasn't clean. So I have to try and get clean, crisp articulation in your notes. Work on it. Develop that. If dial pace back, focus on tone. Start bringing pace up with a focus on tone. Anyway, just a great little short practice exercise. Do this regularly, and it will help you become more familiar with how to play each of your whistles better. You'll develop overall better tone quality. It will help because you have to focus on breath pressure and dexterity to do this. It will help with those. It will also help with your emotional playing and your rapid playing because you're better at this. Will help improve all those foundational skills. But working on these foundational skills like tone quality, that never goes away. That's something we always do. My friends, I hope this has been helpful for you. Please like the video if it has, and if you're brand new checking this out, because we're talking about tone quality today, then I'd love for you to subscribe and jump into this great community of folks we have learning to play the whistle together. Until next time, my friends, this is Scott Shade. Happy whistling.